Oh,
Poor old Lloyd.
I can pull it up.
What a day he's had.
he says,
Uh,
"Fuck it all."
I'm just had a shitty day.
I know. I have too. It's been rough. All right. Well, it says we're live. We'll give everybody a few. So trust me, they'll pile back in here pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take them long. Is Faith doing okay?
Yeah, she's good. She's
Good.
was trying to find her some scrubs. She's going
Oh.
to start school in a couple of weeks, so
Mm-hmm. Nursing.
she's doing the esthetician course so she can work with the dermatologist.
Oh, I didn't even know what an esthetician was.
That's what it is. Skincare specialist.
Yep, here they come. We've got them coming in. I told them about 15 or 20 minutes. You were dead on the money. So,
I tried to get here as quick as possible.
well, yeah, don't ever put yourself in danger.
Well, the traffic in Lexington is ridiculous anyway, so we just stay right here in Hamburg area, so
Yeah.
we can get home within 30 minutes.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. The sooner you can get there, the better.
Yeah.
There's Barry and Steph in the chat room. Hey, guys.
Hey
Um,
guys.
Brooks in. The boss is in the house. God. Bullshit. I'm sorry. I hate it when it does that. So- oh, and yeah, Lloyd Pawpaw is here.
Oh,
Pawpaw Pudding is here.
Papa.
Pawpaw Pudding. God,
That's
we're too
good.
young to be pawpaws.
Shit.
That's for sure.
I'm telling you. Ain't it true? All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. People are coming in. I think we've got it figured out because, like I said, this is a Patreon only thing, and some of the stuff that we're going to be doing, uh, that everybody that is Patreon will get access to, is a kind of a first look, and that's on all the episodes. That's on the Mountain Mysteries episodes, and I don't know how else to say this, but I had a conversation, and I don't know if we really want to talk about this. Um, so I'm going to do a personal chat with you and tell you what it has to do with, and then you say yay or let's wait
Okay.
until after. I'm not trying to keep secrets here from people. It's just there's some things Stacey and I need to keep with ourselves. Brooke said, "Oh, I know it's the truth. I had to put it." Okay, all right. So it's, you know what? If that's what you say, your house, your rules, right? So, um, and it's nothing bad, Stace.
Oh no, no, this is just no, this is nothing bad.
Okay, all right. We'll talk about it in a bit. Mind expansion headache. I'll say that. Okay.
Yeah.
Secrets don't make friends. No, but they sure do keep your enemies at bay, don't they? So, no. This is something that is it's a sensitive issue, and it
It's
has to
about
do.
somebody's child, so we have to watch out about
Yeah. I want to watch
saying
what I say.
names and
That's a
things.
very good way of putting it. That's why I
Yeah.
wanted you on here. Thank you. So I'm not going to start dropping names until after Stacy. And yeah, you are on a roll, all right. I don't know what kind, but you're on one. Um, but
This
we are
one.
going to incorporate a lot of the cases that 606 Paranormal have done into the Mountain Mysteries. Um, we're also going to incorporate a lot of videos that Stace and Lloyd have shot, do shoot. And I actually started a very small filming process today on something. And I'm going to show you that, Stace, after the fact, because I don't want anybody to see this until it's really where it needs to be. But
Right. I get
you're
it.
my right hand. You're my right hand.
I got you.
So the gatherings, of course, Thursday night. So I wanted to talk to you and see. I think we still got another bug or two to iron out, and it's not really so much a bug as it is me learning it. how to do
Yeah,
this
that's
thing on.
hard. Yeah.
Well, YouTube makes it, and don't get me wrong, there's a thing out there called Crowdcast. It's expensive as double hockey sticks, but it will let you broadcast straight on to the Patreon website, which you can do on YouTube Live too. But the thing I've got against the Patreon website is there's no chat room. So what the hell is the purpose of that then? Because what the
Wow.
gatherings is, and Stace put this perfectly when she said it's interactive paranormal. I think that's how you put it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that's what we want to be. We want to be very interactive, especially with our Patreon folks, because let's face it, if it wasn't for you, this bill wouldn't be getting paid. So I want to give you something. Stacy wants to give you something that's worth it. Lloyd wants to give you something that's worth it. Lloyd just being there in the background near the dolls, for me, that's worth it.
He loves his special seat. I made him.
Did
No.
you make him a special seat?
I put him in a special seat right over here beside me and Jenny.
Oh man, he
I
kind
keep
of
going
reminds
back to
me of
that
Goose from
one.
Top
I
Gun.
keep thinking of, and I don't know if you do this or not, but do you remember when that one did something? He goes, "Oh God," and got up and ran out of the room. Did you remember that?
And wait for
I'd
him to
give
get up and
anything.
run. He's going, oh hell no!
I'd give any. I should have turned that camera around
Oh my God,
because
Stephanie
he
Blankenship just nailed it.
he just
We've got
ran
a new
out
name
of the
for him.
room.
See,
Maddie likes
now,
scared Lloyd.
now I'd have to run over Stacy to get out of the room now.
So now he can't run because he's back
Wait
here
a minute,
behind
she's
the
blocking
desk.
your path.
He's back here behind the desk with me and all my spirit boxes and all my stuff stuck everywhere. He's right here with me. He can't run away.
I can see the look on his face right now. It's glee and happiness. Yeah.
I assure you, if you could have seen him that night,
Okay, this is
he
Lloyd.
ran out and didn't come back.
Oh yeah, this is Lloyd, and then we have scared Lloyd. So that's,
That's
I think
Jalen.
Maddie probably coined that. That's great. That's great. Scared Lloyd. Yeah.
He
Okay.
likes it.
So yeah, yes, and he is a big part of it. Hashtag scared Lloyd new shirt. Possibly. Yeah. Hey, look, man, you'll get a proceed. You'll get proceeds from the sales, so it's okay. You get some money in your pocket. Scared Lloyd. So I'm thinking tentatively. Brooke said she'd buy one. Come to think of it, I'd buy one. So um, I'm thinking not this Monday, but Monday after. And here's why I'm thinking Monday. Okay, we do gatherings every Thursday, and that's never going to change. Good Lord willing, we're not going to charge for the gatherings. Contact puts us 3 or 4 days past Thursday gatherings, and 2 or 3 days in front of the next episode, and that's a Patreon only thing. Now, I did promise that I would post a link to people that wanted to join Patreon in there. What is this thing doing? Lord, I need a young priest and an old priest. It's possessed. All right, there. That's not it either. That's a link to reach. That's the link I sent you, Stace. Everybody be jumping on here then. So we'd have a room full of hosts and guests. That's
Yep.
okay.
So take over for us.
Well, the one good thing about the FCC is they ain't got nothing to do with this. They don't. There we go. That's Patreon. There's your link if you want to join Patreon. The FCC has no. They don't. They don't try to do anything with the internet and stuff. They don't. Whatever. It's not like terrestrial broadcasting. But what do you think about Mondays, and what time do you think?
That
And
works
we'd
for
like to
me.
hear from you in chat too. What time do you guys think? What would be good for you guys?
Do y'all want to go like an hour earlier, like 8?
We can do that.
It's whatever's better for them. That's fine.
Yeah, that's I'm with you on that. Yeah, I'm completely with you.
But I think anything earlier than you could possibly be getting people that are still at work or doing stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it normally starts, dusk in the summertime. Twilight is 8, 9, somewhere
Yeah.
in there. Yeah. So, what do you guys think in the chat room? I know that there's a delay, so we'll wait a few minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, Brooke said it's the operator of the computer. Yeah, it's the loose nut behind the microphone. That's exactly what the problem with it is. You're using awful big words for a pea-sized brain. Yep. I know it. What was it
Wow.
my dad used to tell me? He said, son, you're letting that alligator mouth run that canary ass. Barry said 8 works for him. So we can tentatively say 8 o'clock
Yeah, it works for me.
and a week from this Monday, which should give us more than enough time to iron out any kinks and issues that we work with and let me get in the habit of being able to establish the broadcast to YouTube, because we're also going to have it on Patreon too. Steph and Maddie said 8 o'clock's fine. I think 8 o'clock's a good time. It sure does sound like it. You're welcome for the laughs. I'm here every night. I don't know what the hell she's smoking, but I'm wondering why she ain't sharing it. So Lord of mercy. Next time I see her, we're gonna have to get all over her like a French. We're gonna have to get all over her like stink on a Frenchman. So Lloyd sitting back there going, okay, unbuy the dolls. It's all right, man. So 8 o'clock
No, it's
Monday night.
not. They're all good tonight.
Now let's explain one more time how this is going to work. Number one, you've got to be a current Patreon subscriber. You will get on your Patreon account, there's a place, and I've already been told by Helen and by Barry and other people, yeah, we got the link. What we're going to do about 30 minutes before broadcast kicks in and we go live, we are going to send you a link to all of our Patreon subscribers at one time. It'll be the same link. You click that link and boom, you're there. It's a done deal. And then what that's going to do is it's going to lead you directly to the chat room and to the broadcast station on YouTube. That's all you'll have to do. The tiers start at $3. They go as high as 10. And if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, if you want to do something custom, that's fine, but it is a $3 minimum. Okay? But you can do 5, you can do 6, you can do 7, you can do 4, but $3 minimum. And if you just go by the tiers, we've got $3, $5, and $10. And that link, as you can see in the chat, is posted right up there. It's posted to Facebook and YouTube both, according to what it says here. So, this is going to be something too where it's very interactive. And it's going to be something where if you guys want to actually come on the broadcast and talk about an experience that you've had and talk to Stace one-on-one, because I have never claimed to be a paranormal investigator. I won't. It's like me claiming to be a cop. I'm not. I do have very, very good friends that are police officers, and I've got my best friend in this world is a paranormal investigator. Right there she sits. So I don't do that disrespect. What I am is special effects. I'm a mouthpiece. I'm the host. Part of the host. So, but if you want to talk to her one-on-one, it's as simple as me doing this.
Yep.
And you would appear where I'm at right now. And you can actually talk to Stace about your issues. Now, if you just want to do, there's other segments there's other layouts that we can do to where I'm still on there. But if you want to do just audio only, if you got a computer and a built-in microphone, that's fine. I'm not looking for world-class quality. We're just looking to be able to communicate with you. So you can tell Stacy and Lloyd, hey, here's what's going on. And Stace can come back and say whatever it is that she feels she needs to say. That is how that is that level of interaction I'm talking about. And if we did that on the gatherings, we'd never get to the portals. We'd never get to any of that because that can take a lot of time. And it's certainly, I cannot stress this enough. It is so emotionally draining and intense, especially for her. It is so intense because she literally can connect. She's got this thing. She's got this gift. And it's just like, how long are you out after the gatherings on Thursday night?
3 days at least.
3 days. That's what I'm saying.
2 3 days.
Me, 2 3 days at least.
Me, maybe a day, and I'm okay. But Stace is gifted far beyond what I am. She actually, in where she's sitting right now, is where, and let me tell you, I've seen pictures of her house. I could not count the orbs. I could not count the anomalies. It's crazy. It's like she's a beacon, and they come to her.
It is crazy. I mean, you don't. I really don't look at it because I'm doing the work here, trying to do what I can do. But where we have the cameras going, you see like 60, and I'm not talking about dust. I'm talking about in the
No, this ain't
debris
dust. Dust does
orbs
not
that
have
get their own
intelligent
color
movement.
that
Dust
move
does not have.
around.
Yes, they
They leave
move.
a light trail.
You do.
I've never seen
It's
something like it.
No, I mean it's
Like they'll come right to her, and then like it just goes
and they go straight through me.
right
Yeah.
in her. And I'm like, holy God.
and you can't help but think that there's a reason for this. Well, of course, there's a reason for it. They're trying to get her attention. They're trying to communicate something with her, and she, over the course of 40 years, has learned how to block some of this out and say, "Look, not right now."
Yep.
Because if she didn't, she'd be laying down on that couch back there or on that desk instead of sitting upright in a chair. She'd have no energy whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
And
I'll be in the room though, and they'll pass by me and go to her. It's great.
yeah, well, they would me too.
I'll tell you what. I'll actually send you a video on that and through the email so you can show them.
Yeah, I would like that. I'd love that, so we can show them, and we can do that on Thursday on the gatherings
Absolutely.
if you want. But yeah, very much. And somebody asked me once, "Well, what makes you think it's so intense?" I said, "Well, think of it like this. Let's say I am trying to get Lloyd's attention. Lloyd, hey Lloyd,
Chris.
Lloyd. See, he just responded to me. But if he don't see me and he don't hear me, which most people don't with spirits, Lloyd, and they keep going. Lloyd doesn't know. It's not that he's being rude. He just don't know to acknowledge them because he doesn't hear or see anything. So can you imagine being spirit and not being able to contact those you love, especially if you don't realize you've passed on? And that does happen. That is the source of a lot of hauntings.
Absolutely, it is.
I think because people don't realize
Right.
I'm not.
And they're so frantic for help.
Yes, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. Why is everybody ignoring me? Am I that big of a douche? In some cases, yes, you may have been.
The orbs that you see are their spirit.
Yeah, that's
us. I mean, that's what we are. Once we're gone and the elements have taken us back, our soul is all that remains, and that's pure energy.
And energy can't be destroyed; it can only be transformed.
Right? You can't.
Albert Einstein would have told you that. Stephen Hawking would tell you that.
Absolutely.
Stephen Hawking was one of the most brilliant minds, I think, in this world, and he even said, "Yes, it makes perfect sense that there would be spiritual spirits
right.
and spiritual activity."
And I have the proof of it.
Yes.
Right,
oh, you've got all kinds of it. You've got all kinds of. How long have you been investigating?
Well, I started in the early 90s, just doing private cases, and then build up as I go. But now, over the past 6 years, I've been doing strictly elderly and children.
Mm-hmm.
Children that have been through the same thing I went through.
Yeah, and you didn't know what was going on. And
no,
did you not tell me at one point that you thought that this was something everybody could do, that everybody saw when you were a little girl?
Yes, I thought everybody had their own Indian in their closet.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy as it sounds. It's the truth, yeah.
No, but come to find out, if they do, they don't know it. But you did, because you could see it.
And proved it.
Mm-hmm.
25 years later, people in the same area are having the same stuff going on in their homes. And they live right where I was. So you know the story. We found out what they were doing and building houses on top of graves and such.
It was straight out of Poltergeist.
What's going on?
His hands are moving.
Whose hand? Jenny's?
No, this other one. The doctor baby.
The what?
Whatever you call it.
Pecker baby.
Did he call it the pecker baby?
He's Woody the woodpecker.
Oh.
No, but I'm sitting there like, what? His hands going like.
His hands are moving around, and he just stopped.
I'm sitting there like.
You see, here's
the thing. You all have your conversation here, and I'm sitting there like,
You couldn't have created a better segue. I don't think spirit has any idea of time. Like we do. Like we say, well, today's
Yes.
Sunday. It's 23 minutes after 9 o'clock.
Yep.
Spirits don't. There is no time as we know it there. So to them, hell, for all they know, this is Thursday night. You got Lloyd in there, you got Stace in there, you got me on here. Oh, it must be that show they do, the gathering thing. No. But this is giving you a little bit of a taste of what's going to be happening. Now, the biggest difference is, of course, is we're going to be, talking to our Patreon people directly, just like kind of like me saying, Brooke said pecker baby. That's Morgan, her sister. Great. Okay. I love Morgan. Morgan is
Morgan. I'll send you a picture, and then you know what I'm talking
Morgan
about.
is her own creature. She's her own person. So it's
or Brookie.
Yeah. I call Brooke Brookie.
Me too.
Yep, she's Brookie. So, but with those things being said, it's going to be it's for entertainment purposes. And Stace, I did not show you the opening. I'd like to get your take on it. Most people on here saw it while we were waiting on you to come back, but I'd like to kind of get your take on it and see what you think. Wait a minute, I may actually have it on graphics now. Video clips, contact. Yeah, here it is. This is just a rough thought, but I don't care a bit to show everybody this. So. Welcome to a world of questions, a world of curiosity and hope. It's a real world where things aren't always what they seem. Over the next little while, we will attempt to help heal, give hope, and make contact with the people that we miss and love. We invite you to join us. There is more to this life than anyone realizes. Using scientific tools, faith, and hope, we will reach out to those that we've lost and still love, while always realizing that this life continues well after we are gone from this existence. While this is for entertainment purposes, it's very real. These are the Gatherings Contact.
I thought it looked really good.
Holy hell. You know what just hit me?
What?
If we launch a week from Monday, that's April 24th. My mom's birthday.
Oh. Bam.
That's an in-your-face thing that only God can throw at you. I hadn't even realized it until I'm sitting here, because I'm just thinking a week from Monday, that's 7 days. That'll give me time to yada yada and get all this stuff done. And then I happened to look at the calendar. I said, let's see, what is that? That's April 24th. And I just froze. That's my mom's birthday. We're going to launch this thing on my mother's birthday. The very one who sat when I was 12 years old and told me, your voice is going to take you places. Because I was in third or fourth grade. I can't remember if he was in class when it happened. And I think I don't know if it was Miss Brew or Flannery or who it was that had asked the question. And before, I sounded like all the other kids. And she said, what's 9 times 9? 81. And everybody just went, the hell? Where did that come from? Because the day before, actually a couple of days before, my voice had been going in and out and in and out.
Cracking,
and all of a sudden, this is like, everything dropped, if you know what I mean. And I went, 81. So I thought, look, yes.
I don't think mine ever changed.
I don't know what to say to that, bro. I don't. But
I mean, he's the only one that goes to McDonald's and they say, yes, ma'am.
Oh, that went off like a Scud missile. That hurt.
He knows it. I mean,
yeah.
he does a perfect SpongeBob.
Last time I went through Burger King and ordered a junior Whopper with cheese, they said, yes, Lord Vader.
Yeah.
Come on through. Thank you. Thank you very much. But the downside of that is people look at Lloyd and they say, oh, okay. They look at me and they say, damn, you sound like you're like 6 foot on the radio. Yeah, I've never heard that before. So it's, I don't, and it's all in fun. So Tracy said, got him. So
perfect face for radio.
I got a face for radio. Yeah. And when I say that, people go, yeah. Because I guess they think I got a voice for radio. I said I got a face for radio. So, but this is going to be something that I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And
yes, we're going to have some fun.
We are going to have fun with it. We are. And the next step I want to do is see if we can figure out how to make this thing come up on your phone. So if you're out doing an investigation, we can actually go live. As long as you got internet, because I'm thinking that we can do that. I'm thinking
as long as we can. I think the best. I don't know. I mean, I know I can go onto Facebook, like on the Messenger, and then hit like yours. I don't know. Maybe if I downloaded this Restream and tried it like that, maybe.
Quite possibly. Or maybe I can send you a link and you can tap into it through your phone, just like we do on your laptop.
Right. Yeah.
So I could send you a link.
We can try that.
Yeah, we can try that and work out.
Let me see real quick if I can actually right now go back into the link that you sent me with this, just if you'll let me log up.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. So again, it's going to start April 24th at 8 p.m. So what do you need to join Patreon? Holy cow. Looks like you got it right there.
We are ready
to join.
We are ready. Okay. So yeah, I mean, all I have to do is just put my name in there and we're there. My account and my password.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. It says join stream.
So we can actually do that.
We can.
And while you're doing it, Teresa's on. She said, I remember the first time I heard you on the radio, you were talking about your most influential teacher, and you mentioned Mary Rose Bailey. Absolutely, she was.
She was an angel.
She was a beautiful lady. She was a beautiful soul.
Yes,
her husband was a World War II veteran.
Yep. What was his name? Wallace.
Wallace. Mm-hmm. Wallace.
I can't believe I remember that.
There's certain people you just never forget.
Yep.
She was one of the most influential teachers I had.
She really was.
At Painesville. Another one was Bill Mike Runyon. I'd actually had to stand up one time in front of the whole class, which was like 28 kids, and give some kind of a presentation on something. And he gave me an A+. He said, you've got something going on with that. He said, you ought to consider pursuing that. And I
got 2 words for you when it comes to Coach Runyon. Teresa, all of y'all, 3 licks.
Oh, the Mad Possum.
That's what you don't want to hear from him.
God, Lord, no.
I can still hear that cracking out and the people walking out laughing, come back in crying.
This paddle that was about this long. Of course, it had a handle on it.
About that thick.
And it had holes bored in it.
Yeah.
And everybody that got swatted by the Mad Possum, that was the name of the paddle.
I told you it was bad.
But everybody that got swatted with it got to sign it.
He'd bring them up out. They would bend over. He'd tell them bend over, and he'd hit them so hard it would bring their feet off the floor. 3 times.
That's back when Shiznit was real.
That's back. Yeah, when you have to have actual manners.
Again,
they need to. Yes, that's what these schools today need.
That's exactly what they need, and that's also where I got my affection for Diet Pepsi. Was Bill Mike Runyon. Yeah.
Yep.
Because that's all he drank back in the day. But
I remember.
But he was a great teacher, a great basketball coach. He led the Tigers to a state championship. And now I think he's mayor of Painesville.
Yeah, he is.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And I mean, I just always had a lot of respect for him. I just thought he was a good guy. And the Johnson County school system, Mike Barber was very influential to me.
Who was that one they were talking about? Mr. Setzer.
Oh, Paul Setzer, man,
They
he was
said
a
he
he
was a
was the
really
principal
good
at
one.
Johnson Central High School. He was incredible. He cared. He cared
That's
about
what we need
every
more
kid
of.
that went through them doors. Every one of them. He
Yep.
cared. Didn't matter if you had money or not. He didn't care about that. He cared about the people, and he cared about that school.
Yeah, he did.
He did, and in the Johnson County school system, I had several out there like that. Tom Salyers, just take your pick. Yeah, we called Setzer God because it didn't matter where you were at or what you were doing. He knew it. He
Yep,
knew
he
it.
sure did.
Damn right, he knew it. I mean, I'd lay out and I'd think, well, I got him beat. He didn't
Next
know I
day,
wasn't here, and he'd see
next
me
day
the
he'd
next day.
come
He'd say,
back.
"Hey,
Yeah,
Jeff Lynn, yesterday, come see me tomorrow in my office." I was like, "Oh
yeah.
God,"
That's what I was gonna say.
and that's how he was.
Or he'd drive
Steve.
by the Dairy Queen, see how many of the students was out there, and go back.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you get at Dairy Queen today at 11 o'clock? Lunch wasn't until 12.
You and who, and he'd name the people you were with.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was one of those people. If he asked you a question, he already knew the answer.
Oh yeah.
Don't snowball him. He already knew the answer.
Yep.
That's just the way he
He
was.
called us laying out, and we weren't even his students.
Yeah, you were at
He didn't
Paintsville.
care. He didn't
You
care.
were you were at
We laid
Paintsville High
out
School.
and went and laid out in the sun at Paintsville Lake. Please,
That's why we called him
my
God, because
child
it
just
didn't
wants
matter
this.
where you were at or who you were with. He knew it.
Yeah. Well, he was driving around up there looking for his students, and there we were laying out in the sun. Like,
He knew.
He's like, girls, why aren't y'all in school?
He was the living epiphany of what my dad used to tell me. Son, you can't do a damn thing I've not done, only I did it better.
Amen.
And I what do you say? I actually ran into Mr. Setzer, and I still call him that today. I'm 51, and it's still, if I see him in public, it's Mr. Setzer. And it's out of respect.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. They don't make them like that anymore. They don't. And he's a great man. He's a great guy. And he was a absolutely extraordinary administrating educator. He was extraordinary as a principal. And Steve Trimble was another one. Steve Trimble. We called him Coach Trimble. But Coach was great. And I'm still friends with a guy that guided me some in wrestling and weight training, Jerry Butcher. I think he's at Prestonsburg High School now, but he was influential. We can find influences, the right kind of influences, if we just look. They're all over the place. And even the bad ones, the ones that, I had a teacher tell another teacher one time that I would be on the draw before I was 20 years old.
Oh my
and
God.
that I would never amount to anything.
Why would somebody say that?
Yeah. She didn't know I heard her say that, but I did, and proved her wrong. But I took that, and instead of saying, well, she's probably right, I said,
Right.
we want to prove her wrong.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, if I could go back and change some things, what I would change was I'd go to college or trade school. I actually tried to go to trade school, but because I worked for a living, I couldn't get any financial assistance, any aid. So I learned it on my own, what I could when I had to. And that's how I'm doing now, even though I have considered enrolling in a computer course to learn how to operate this damn thing. And so that way I don't have to call Bluegrass Electronics every time the moon changes. Don't get me wrong, they're great about coming to me, and these guys really know their stuff. If it weren't for them, this thing probably wouldn't be working right now. But they built the system, designed it. So who do you take this stuff to? The people that build it. Do you take your car to somebody that does janitorial work? No, you take it to somebody who is a mechanic, somebody who knows it. I take my car to Dutch Miller in Huntington. I take my Harley Davidson to Mineshaft Harley. Everybody says, well, God, them guys are expensive. So no, let me tell you what's expensive is hiring an amateur to do it.
Yeah.
That's expensive. I said, I would much rather pay Ray and the guys up there at Mineshaft to turn wrenches and do my bike, because I know it's right. I know it's the way Harley Davidson would say, yeah, that's fine. Or if I had a Honda, I'd take it to a Honda dealership. You get what I'm saying, whatever it is.
Yep.
So with the gatherings, wow, again, an epiphany. Looking back on it, I had no idea that when I got a hold of Stace and said, hey, why don't you come on? I think our first one was when we were talking about the afterlife, what your opinion was. And then after that, I came to you and said, why don't you be a part of this? I had no idea. That was God guiding me. That's trusting the journey. And that's what we got to do sometimes. We just got to trust in the journey.
And it just felt right from the start.
It did. It did. Sheila said, and look at you now. Thanks, Sheila. One other thing before we get off here, just a little dose of an upper. I know some people are struggling right now with depression. I don't say a lot on Facebook. I don't. Every once in a while I'll crack a smile at a laughing cat or a cat that sees a mask of Michael Myers in the corner and goes, no, 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 I'm backing up. Yeah, but I read. I do. I look at things on Facebook. Remember that when you feel down, it's temporary. Maybe, to be quite honest with you, let me get in here close. Maybe the biggest thing I hope to help people avoid is a permanent solution to a temporary problem, which is suicide. Suicide's never, never, never an answer. If you're getting bullied, that's going to pass. Take it into your hands. Get people involved that can help you. Or if you're just feeling down and out, like, I don't have a job, I don't have this, I don't have that, you can change those things. If you're looking for a job, maybe, just maybe, I know a lot of people, maybe I can help with that. Maybe Stacy can. Maybe Lloyd can. Lloyd knows a lot of people. We all, the worst thing you can do is feel like it's you against the world, because it's not you. It's all of us. And as far as race and stuff like that goes, I want everybody to know this, and I want to make my stance on that very public. There's one race, the human race. I don't care about a person's ethnicity. I don't care about their color. I don't care about what God they pray to, if they pray to one at all. I myself am a follower of Jesus Christ. I love Jesus. He's my Savior. I love my Father in heaven. He's the King of the universe. And I publicly state that, even though I know this world is completely against that every day. But I'm not worried about this world. I would rather stand with God than fall with the world. Now, as far as the experience of loss, that's a big one. I went through it back to back and then back to back again. People will ask you, how can a loving God put you through that? I don't choose to look at it that way. I choose to look at it like the God that I love and the God that loves me gave me my parents for 47 years. He gave me the gift of friendship with Ollie for 7 or 8, 6 years, whatever it was, and with Trevor for 30. He gave me the gift of their presence in my life, which was profound. We are all one day going to pay that one price that we owe for this life, and that's death. We're going to feel the sweet kiss. We're going to feel the sting. Some of us sooner than others. This may be the last night you ever see me on here. But if it is, I believe I would want you to know this. Number one, I love you. Number two, I want you to live a wonderful, fulfilled life, help as many people as you can. And number three, I'm going to pay Lloyd an exuberant amount of money to put a phone in my casket and then speak into it. Let me out of here. Hey, 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 let me out of here. So I am one of those people. Okay. It's not about the date you were born and the date you die. It's about the dash.
Yeah.
How many people in between and what kind of good you can do. Now, don't get me wrong. I do subscribe to this. People think that they can buy their way into heaven with good deeds. That's a falsehood. There's one way into heaven. In my thought, in my heart, I believe the way into heaven is accepting Christ.
Yeah.
You accept he was born. You accept he died on the cross for our sins. He arose 3 days later and took the keys to death with him. Good deeds don't hurt because it says that we should all try to be more like him. Let me tell you something. We're all going to fall short of it because we're human. I have issues. We all do. But that doesn't mean that we can't try. And that doesn't mean, for me, I find help and solace in trying to help other people when I can. Sheila says that you can't blame God. Everyone has a number, and when it's your time, it's your number, and that's true. Some people go like my dad because they were brokenhearted and their time was done. Mom was ready. She had made her peace. She told somebody that wasn't me. I didn't like talking about those things back then. And sometimes you'll get hit with unexpected things like that. I didn't expect Trevor to go. He went. But now I watch his son on Facebook and I'm thinking, God, he is a young Trevor Huff. He really is. Alex is just awesome. He's incredible. I mean, he's his dad and more. He's just he's everything his dad would wanted him to be. And that makes me so happy. Does he miss him? Oh, you betcha he misses him. He misses him as bad as I do or anybody else, but he loves him. And he's living his life for his dad. You know, there was a period there I went through, I thought about selling the bike. I did sell the bike. Sold the black one. Setting up there on the showroom floor now at Mine Shaft. And I walk in and I look at it and I'm like, wow. Because I went out and got another one after that, after I thought I was done with it because I didn't have any interest. And I'm telling you, one day, God just came to me and he said, get you another bike. Get up off your rear end and go get one. So I did. Long story short. And it's about ready. And I think I mentioned this to Stace today. I said, I'm geeking out right now because I made some kind of a geek. I said, yeah, we are the Borg or something like that. And Stace laughed. And I said, well, right now I'm geeking out. I said, I'll be Joe Cool when I get the bike back. And she was like, hell yeah. And yeah. But for me, it's about, I rode it a very short distance from the dealership and it was just like this weight lifted off me.
It's therapy. It really is.
It really is. And especially when I turned on the radio because I didn't have my phone connected to it. And guess what was playing? Stairway to Heaven, Led Zeppelin. And I was like, oh, you are kidding me. I said, this is awesome. That's one of my favorite songs. And I thought to myself, this is just incredible.
And that's called a blessing. People look over that. Oh, so much. They just look over the littlest things.
The little tiny things are the
little
blessing.
things that just look right over them. Just like
every time you tell me that you love me, that's a blessing.
Right.
Every time somebody says, hey, I love you, that's a blessing.
Yep.
The Bible speaks about be mindful of the words you speak because they can do damage. A word is like a bullet. Once it's out, it can't be taken back. And I've learned that the hard way too. Been on both the giving and receiving ends of it.
Yep.
So I've learned, what does it cost me to say, hey, Stace, you look beautiful today. Hey, Lloyd, you look great. Lloyd, thanks for being a friend. You're a good friend. You're a great friend. Thank you. I love you, brother. It cost absolutely nothing to say those words to somebody.
Right.
And the feeling I get, it's great. Be mindful of your words. Tracy said it's in my blood. That's because of my daddy. That was a gift my dad gave me. Bless his heart. Again, a blessing.
Yes.
From the first time, I rode dirt bikes as a kid, but I was never what you would call prolific at it. I was no racer. I was good on that little one-lane blacktop or on a great big field that was beside of our house at the time. But when I got back into it, and I can't explain it, it just came to me. And I got into teaching. And I taught people how to ride motorcycles in the college systems in Kentucky for, I guess, 9 years. And I taught with a great group of people. Ray Day, Tim Cody, so many people. And I don't want to not mention somebody, but there's so many of them. Mike, there's so many of them that I got to work with and learned from. And they were great people, and they all had the same thing in common. They all wanted people to share the passion and the love of riding a motorcycle without getting dead and doing it. Because the worst thing somebody can do is get on one and say, Well, I can ride the straight line. I'm good to go. Get on, Marge. That ain't riding. Okay, you're tempting death. Once you learn how to go, once you can go into a Walmart parking lot at about 2 or 3 miles an hour and never have to put your foot down, then you can say, okay, and make the turns and do what you need to do while keeping up some decent amount of speed, 2, 3, maybe 4 miles an hour. Then that's a big help. I think as Tim told me once, Tim Cody said, if you want to go fast, first thing you got to do is know how to go slow.
Yeah.
True. Very true. But back to that, these are all blessings. And we all have something every day if we learn to open our eyes and look. Every breath is the breath of life from God. That's a blessing. If you are breathing, you are blessed.
Yep.
No matter what your circumstances are, they can improve. Sheila said that's why I always ask God to please take care of whoever is in an ambulance because, yeah. And you know what, Sheila? There's nothing wrong with asking God to take care of you. Nothing. I sat on this patio today and came to tears because I talk to God every day. And I told him, I said, look, I'm weak here, 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 here. I said, I can't do this without you. I can't do any of this without you. You are needed. You are wanted. Please stay in my life. Guide me. Show me. What do I need to do? What would you have me do? It's not what I want to do. What would you have me do? And if you don't care, send me your peace. Well, I'm telling you, as I'm sitting here talking to you, a breeze came through and it hit me right in the face. And I just stared into it because my life has been somewhat turmoilish. And when that came through, I just felt that peace come over me. And it was almost as though I could hear him speak one thing at a time. One thing at a time.
Yep.
Do not be worried about these other things. I've got you. So, Sheila, God's got you. Pray to him. Now, Jesus didn't call the qualified. He qualified the called. Case in point, Matthew. What was Matthew? He was a tax collector, right? Am I correct in that? Thursday I had to go, or Friday I had to go file taxes. And I'm sitting there going, maybe I should have brought a jar of lube.
That's exactly how we feel too.
Well, I walked up there and I'm thinking,
crazy.
This is not going to be good.
Yeah.
Well, by the time the tax people, or the tax person, I should say, who, by the way, is a Christian, she's a beautiful lady. She's wonderful. We had this conversation. It's something I wasn't aware of, that we should set a time every day. And it should be roughly the same time in a place to pray. For me, you're looking at it. I'm in it. I'm in here right now. And I didn't realize that. I said, really? She said, yeah. She said, she told me, she said, she's got this beautiful farm. She said, my place is in the field. She said, I talk to Jesus every day when I'm out there. She said, I have a certain time I go out there and I pray. Huh. And I was kind of like deer in a headlight for a few minutes. I was like, huh? Really? She said, yeah. Okay. So, but today I chose the patio because it was a beautiful day. And anyways, by the time she got done, because I'm sitting here going, Lord, please be easy with me. I didn't have to pay anything. God had worked something out that I didn't even realize. I can't get into what it is because, to be honest with you, I don't know what it is. But he'd worked something out to where I didn't have to pay anything in taxes this year.
That's great.
And I'm sitting there going, really? She said, yeah, really. She said, turn the computer around. She said, here, 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 and looky here. Bam. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. She said, she turned around. She said, told you. Turn it over to God. And we had this conversation. When people turn things over to God, they have a really nasty habit of trying to go back and pick it back up. Lord, if you don't care, deal with this because I can't. Then they come back. You get that done yet? 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 Sooner or later, he's going to get pretty tired of you asking. I would, wouldn't you? So when you turn it over to him, turn it over to him and let him deal with it in his way. If there's something you need to do, he'll put it on your heart. Okay, you need to do this. You need to get this taken care of. I'll handle the rest. Okay. Tracy, you're so right. Tracy Ferguson says, I've always told you. Tracy and I have been friends for a long time. She said, I've always told you faith. 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 Beautiful word. Again, faith, a blessing. Hope, a blessing. Dreams, a blessing. There is no dream that you can dream that you cannot accomplish through God. I don't think. Remember, you're looking at a guy who was going to be in the system by the time he was 20 and never amount to a thing. Am I where I want to be? No. Because I set my goals. Who do I want to be in 10 years? Well, it's completely changed in 10 years because I want to be more. I want to be better. It's always changing every day. I want to do this better. I want to do that better. I want to do that better. It changes every day. So keep faith and keep hope, because those things, hope and depression, cannot live in the same place. They can't. Faith and depression will not live in the same place. Depression is not of God. Hope and faith are. And when you are of God, these things will leave you alone. Now, do I have down days? Sure do. I'm human. But then I remember, I serve a God that's bigger than all that. Now you guys are starting to see what some of this is going to be about. Teresa, Sheila, Tracy, Lloyd, Barry, Summer. We do have chat regulars, don't we? Brookie. That's our Brookie. Brookie. Stephanie, Maddie. This list goes on. Yeah, I think we mentioned Barry. And some guy named Restream. Oh, okay, never mind. That's the platform. We love you. And that's why we do this.
Yes.
Stacy is really, really big as her experience with recent investigation show on helping elderly and children. But if somebody comes to her, or somebody comes to Lloyd, or somebody comes to myself, says, Chris, I need help. Stace, I need help. Our first question is, what can we do?
Yeah.
It's what we do.
Yep.
It's what we do.
Yep.
Because let me tell you something. I can chase money all day long. I ain't taking money into heaven with me.
No.
I will take love with me. And I would much rather look back on my life and say, I helped somebody. I helped some people.
Yeah, me too.
That was good. That was good. I helped some people. And I would much rather Jesus look at me and say, welcome.
Yes.
Good job. Than to hear those most dreaded words, depart from me, I knew you not. Yep. I don't want to hear that. So that's why I have no problem with getting on here in front of an audience of however many are seeing this and will see it, and saying what I'm saying. God loves you. He does not want to see you perish. He wants to see you live forever with him. So keep this in mind. If you're going through depression is real. Get help. There's nothing wrong with that. But also, start with turning to God. But I am not saying don't get help. Get the help you need. Whether it's reaching out to me, reaching out to a professional, reaching out to Stace, reaching out to Lloyd, reaching out to somebody, get help. Reaching out to a friend. Because you are cared about, you are loved. And you are enough. You are good enough. You deserve that. I'm telling you. I think we all deserve it. Everybody deserves to feel happy, to feel like they've got one good friend that will not let them down.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to run across some that you think are, and turns out they'll lie to you. They'll go behind your back.
Yep.
See, I had Trevor. Now I've got another one. You're looking at her. Right there she sits. Yeah. Is she Trevor? No. She's Stacy. Again, I'm blessed. You have to learn how to see things. I could call her, say, I need you here. She's on her way. Her and Lloyd both. I would do the same for them. I would say, give me some numbers and 2 lines that I can put into this GPS. I'm coming. And oh, yes, I would. I think that most of us, if we look, can find that. Something to think about. Definitely. And it's something for you to know that you are worth it and you are worth being alive. God's got a plan for you. So, on Mom's birthday at 8 p.m., April 24th, we will go with the Gatherings Contact. I hope. Oh, Lloyd's new name is Pawpaw. So he put in the chat room earlier, Pawpaw is here. So yeah, that's just great. I told Lloyd, I said, man, we ain't old enough to be Pawpaws. Maybe we are too.
He's older than us.
Is he really?
He's a few years older than us, so we'll call him Papaw.
Papaw.
Is it Pawpaw or Papaw?
Papaw.
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 Pudding.
All right. So with those things being said, that's Tracy says, guys, Brooke needs help.
Surely not.
Maybe a little. So and Tracy said that's not Papaw, that's pudding. I love it. I do. I think that like we got a small base of family, but it's extremely loyal. And again, Stace, we're blessed.
Mm-hmm.
We're blessed. We are. And I want to give back some of that. So we will go April 24th at 8 p.m. Stace, I think that that's a great time. And I'm so glad because I've been meaning to talk to you about this, but I wanted you to heal up some.
I'm getting there. I can make it up to steps now in about 20 minutes instead of 2 seconds.
Yeah. Well, like you say, one day at a time.
That's all I can ask for.
I think that that's a very good piece of advice. One thing at a time, one day at a time.
Yeah, that's it.
So with that being said, guys, I guess the next time we will see you all is Thursday at 9 p.m. for the gatherings. And we expect it to be hopping.
As usual, it's definitely going to be hopping. I heard
one thing about the gatherings, you never know what you're going to get, but you're going to get something.
Yep, that's for sure.
And a lot of this thing in the gatherings too, contact, will be one-on-one stuff where you can actually try to reach out to somebody that you miss and love.
Yes.
That'll happen too. So, guys, we love you all. And Stace, if you don't care to stay on just for a few seconds.
Sure.
Okay. And I hope that you all have a wonderful night. God bless you. And as always,